All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down, do a video for you guys and gals. Let me get a sip of my water first. A couple things I want to say about this. I think it's funny. There have been a number of guys, and some of the responses by other people, like a lot of people, followers, have kind of defended me. So it's been really funny. As you guys know, I've been putting up pictures for well over a week and a half or so of just my various, more sexy poses I did. So you guys have seen them up on Facebook, on Instagram, all that. Been a lot of positive support, an enormous amount of positive support, a ton of women and a fair amount of dudes, and even dudes who are married and straight dudes. You've been like, dude, looks great, man. A lot of women have given a lot of positive comments. So, the funny thing is I've seen a number of dudes who are like, this is gay. I'm leaving. And it's like, interesting stuff. So it's like I looked at a couple of them who left, and other dudes are kind of like, hey man, it's not an airport. You don't have to announce you're leaving. And what's funny, here's what I'm going to say, and this is the funny part. I'm just going to leave it at this. You guys know all my social media is monetized. You know that your engagements and your likes and your comments or shares actually make me money. So here's the funny thing. I've had people who do not post anything ever. And I'm not talking about one of the guys who's a subscriber here who actually pays his $3 a month. He subscribes to this channel, and he didn't like some of it, and I can appreciate that. Okay, because he at least contributes. But I got people who they say things like, I appreciate all the free info. It's really helped me, but I'm going to bounce. I'm out of here. This is just too gay for me. Okay, this is what they say. But I look at it, I'm like, you haven't liked or commented under any of my other stuff. So in other words, you know that the engagements help me. You literally know that they help me with my business, yet you chose to not do anything to help me in return for all the information I gave you until I posted this picture, and then you finally chose to help me. So literally, for some of those people, their goodbye message helped me, but at no point did they ever bother to comment and say, hey man, I appreciate this good information. Thank you. This is useful. At no point did any of those same people, when I look at their history, they weren't supporters. They didn't do anything. So literally their exit message is the very first thing they've ever done in their entire life to help my algorithm. Let me state that again. They claim that I helped them with all this free information, and the first thing they ever bothered to do to help me back was to tell me they were leaving. So in other words, then you finally helped me when I posted that picture. That's the first time you chose to engage and leave positive comments on my Instagram or Facebook. So it clearly worked. It got your attention. It made you respond. But all my useful information that helped you get your bench to 300 or your squat to 400 or 500, you didn't bother to help me with all of that. You guys see the problem with this? They didn't help me till they left. So I had to do something to make them leave before they could even be bothered to help me at all with my own stuff. So it's like, so you finally did something to help me? I had to put up a shirtless picture in my blue jeans for that to happen? Let that sink in for a moment. The other thing, then people are throwing this is gay. This is 2025. Like, are we still going to use this as an insult? Like your insult is to call somebody that? I mean, really? I mean, no, really? Are we using this as an insult, guys? That's what you got. We're literally in the generation where it's most accepting and to where people just don't really care anymore. Like, dude, we're at a point where just nobody cares. They just don't care anymore. It's just like, yeah, dude, someone's gay or straight, whatever, man. We all have the same rights. We're all people. It's all good. They're going to call it that. But the ironic thing, there's just as many women liking. Just as many women paying for the OnlyFans as men. There's no men involved. My photographer is a woman. Back my photographer said, hey, I think that what we would do to appeal to women the most is to do this. She's like, yeah, guys are going to like it too because you're a sexy dude. It's like you're a good looking, sexy dude with a good body. So yeah, dudes are going to like it by default, automatically. That's a given. She's like, so let's work on building a female audience too. We need to find stuff that women like too. Make sure you double down and get some both. That's hilarious. Because that is literally what I'm marketing. But then dudes are saying that. And so here's my thing. And what one of the women said in one of the groups, she made a whole thing. She goes, I like this. It's sexy. She's like, I like seeing men doing stuff like this. I want to see more of this. And she's like, for those of you guys who are calling it gay, that sounds like your problem. It's only gay if you make it gay. This is what a woman said who was complimenting it. And one of the big fitness groups is a top member there who's a regular contributor. Hey, we always need money. White, I'm running a business. Everything I do is a business. I'm a businessman. Everything I do online is monetized. I need about an extra, I need $100 grand. That's what I need, White. I need about an extra $100,000 if we're going to be honest. That's about what I need to pull in this year extra over my normal budget. And so if you want to help me out, I'm good. Like, you want to send me a few grand, we're good, man. No, joking aside, I did offer to tell you you need consultation. But the thing is, these dudes are going there and it's like, so it's almost kind of like she's right. Like, if this is inspiring gay feelings in you, literally a fitness influencer in his blue jeans laying down who works out is inspiring gay feelings in you to where you feel the need to say that, it's time to sit down and address. It's time for you to sit down and maybe come to terms with what you got going on. Sounds like you got some things you need to work on and come to terms with. Because if a man in his blue jeans having his photograph taken by a woman in a pose intended to appeal to women, because we might do some calendars and stuff too, inspires gay feelings in you, then dude, you just need to go ahead and admit you're probably at least bi-curious at minimum and maybe go address it, dude. You'll feel a lot better. Like, you'll feel a lot better about yourself if you just address it. You'll be a lot healthier. You'll be a lot happier, man. You know, and people ask me on it, it's like, you can try to make that accusation all you want, and that's cool, but it's not an insult anymore. This 2025 is not an insult, guys. I mean, no, officially, though, I am strictly taco, no burrito. But $20 is $20. Or in the case of my OnlyFans, $14.99 is $14.99. I picked up another one today, by the way. They had ideas of what they wanted to see. We've got a few ideas of what we're going to do with some photo shoots. But, you know, at the end of the day, this channel is still going to be about strength and getting jacked. And that's the other thing, dude's making a big deal about it. Why are you guys jealous? Are you jealous that there are men and women liking my pictures that I'm getting paid for? Are you acting jealous that Jason Blaha, people actually want to pay money to see Jason Blaha in sexy photos? That, by the way, are not even pornographic, for the record. There are people who are like, dude, this stuff is hot. They're like, this is a sexy picture, and there's no penis or anything exposed. It's literally like safe for the current movie cinema. Right? It's the equivalent of women doing a boudoir. It's the equivalent, dude. Yet here's the funny thing, man. How many of you guys growing up, y'all watched Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan? Like, man, he looks good, dude. I mean, come on. Yeah. No, I know I don't have anything to prove, but I am going to make a point. He did do you lift. I addressed that yesterday. He called me a whore. And it's like, but Mark, you've been whoring useless supplements for 20 years, dude. What do you don't get to call somebody else a whore, man. I'm just saying, dude. And Mark, you don't have shirtless pictures up on the internet. You don't have pictures where we can see your butt cheeks up in a thong on a stage. I mean, no, let's think about that for a minute, Mark. Did you make money? Was it tied for your business for you to get up on the bodybuilding stage with your ass cheeks hanging out and a little thong riding up your butt crack? You literally showed more than I have. I mean, let's be clear on that. A man called me a whore and a sex worker when he has literally showed more of his butt than I have as part of his business. I mean, let's think about that for a minute. And I'm not saying that's even like that. It's definitely homoerotic, but it's not necessarily, two men doing anything. It doesn't count. But I mean, still, yep. Still, you guys get the point. So again, where are people drawing the line at? They're getting upset at me, yet I'm still showing less skin than half of their favorite fitness influencers. How many of their favorite influencers have been seen up on a stage with a tiny little thong all the way up their butt crack, shaking their booty on the stage as part of their business? Except the difference is I'm getting paid for my pictures and I'm still showing less. All they got was a trophy for it. See, I'm a businessman. See, Mark, you're a businessman. I'm a businessman. There's a difference. All right, let's get over to some of y'all's questions. At least you're being real. He's shrilling supplements to do pretty much exactly. I'm at least giving coaching services. I'm telling you guys how to get strong as hell. Alan, right now it's just tasteful. I think, although coming up, I think I want to do one with a cowboy hat over myself, wearing some of my boots. I've got my lizard skins and my python skins. So I'm thinking maybe some boots with my stuff covered by a cowboy hat. Like that'll be definitely a nude. I mean, it's not full frontal nudity, but it is technically a nude. So that's in the works. That's what I'm looking at doing. I'm going to do a gray sweatpants shoot coming up, right? Gray sweatpants season. Women love the gray sweatpants thing, dude. They go wild over it. All right. Hey, coach, how can I learn and adapt to the Texas culture? I'm considering immigrating. Well, I don't know, man. No, you just have to be immersed. You have to just be here and be immersed in it. To be fair, there's probably a fair number of people from Dubai and other places here in Houston. Like Houston is I'm just north of Houston. Houston is a very multicultural city. Mark showed his butt for 3 men to stare and judge how it looked on the stage. Exactly, man. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, I don't care. You know what? I don't care. I mean, I had other people who were like, you know what? This is going to attract gay men to your channel too. I'm like, good. I hope they hire me as a coach. I hope they hire me. You know what? I'll get them cock diesel jacked. When I get done with them, they're going to attract so much dick that they're going to want to pay me double to coach them. I hope I do attract them. Because I at least know how to get dudes in shape and looking jacked. When I get done coaching them, they're going to get 3 times as much dick as they ever got. Everybody wins. I hope they do come over. Come on over, guys. I got coaching slots open. Like, should I completely avoid starting string coach advice? Is it just bulk? Yeah, just bulk slow. I think the idea is it will piss people off the most will probably be exactly. OnlyFans is banned in my country. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, so you just need to move to Texas then. Rodney says, hello, coach. Jason, the whole OnlyFans thing is a bit too far from me. Couldn't people just, they could, Lester, but man, now I'm getting paid directly. I'm getting paid and it's fun. I get to do some sexy pictures that women like. Plus I get to send a lot of them to chicks and stuff I know. They're like friends of mine. They're like, hey, I send them pictures. They like it. Like they've liked it a lot. It's been cool. And it's actually been funny. There's just some girls I've slept with in the past. I sent them a couple of the pictures. Hey, what's up? This is how I'm looking right now. So it's all good, man. So it's been a lot of fun, actually. I'm actually think it's hilarious the way people have been acting about it. And the funny thing is, like, the women like it. So it's like, why not? If I enjoy doing it, I don't have a problem with it. And it's an extra income stream. And it kind of shows problems in the community, man. It lets me kind of clown people. It lets me create publicity and drama, right? I mean, Lowbliner already made a video on it. He technically advertised it for me. You know what I mean? It's all good, baby. Coach, if you have plateaued on easy bar curls, would it be beneficial to add more volume, or do you think replacing the exercise with another type of curl would be better? You could try a straight bar curl for a while. You could replace with something else, or you could just keep pushing through. Plateaus are going to happen. Coach, in a recent live, Vegan Game said you will never bench as much as him. Well, since I'm going to be under 220, maybe not, but we'll see. Does he have any? What's his legit bench? No BS benching. And he can't squat or deadlift anything, so I still win. Is it only pictures, videos? Videos will eventually be on there. Alan, I've got some ideas. It's going to take me a bit, dude. I've only had the OnlyFans for like 5 days. So just a disclaimer, it's only 5 days old. It's going to take me a little time. Everything up there is still from the same set. They were all photoed inside of like 30 minutes, everything that I have. But I've still got like 30 pictures that have not been seen online. So I'm going to go through. Some of them do need to be edited a little. Like right now, everything I'm putting up is completely raw. There's no editing. It's just good angles. So people are like, oh, you're Photoshopping. It's like, no, this is really what I look like just chilling at home. Sorry, guys. It's really what I look like. I will edit some later. But right now, those are just raws. So if we do some Photoshop and touch-ups, then it's going to be, people will really be freaking out. Be like, well, I went on a bunch of trend. Get on top of a horse and take pics. You'll have a lot of, my inboxes have been pretty interesting. With the past Jason, he might not have been, but Rodney, who cares what the past Jason Blaha says? Mark Lowbutter literally called you a sex worker. I know, right? Like, dude, I got some sexy photos up and people are enjoying them. Again, see the response even on the various Facebook and Instagram, especially Facebook. Go to some of the Facebook groups. There have been a lot of women who were like, oh my God. There's women on some of the Facebook, oh my God, my dreams have come true, and they put in all the hearts. And then there's dudes too. So, it's all good. Here's the thing. Maybe dudes are jealous that they don't have people who would literally pay to see their pictures. Maybe they're just being jealous. Hey, Jason, was your falling out with Mark business related, was there? To be fair, there was actually no impropriety. So there was no actual dirty laundry between Mark and I. It was purely business. So let me be clear. Nothing happened between Mark and I or the business to where our falling out was in any way that either person that did anything immoral that the public doesn't already know about, right? I mean, like selling supplements and things. The people got pissed about the blue jeans sleeping. What's going to happen when you start posting some real stuff? I do have some real stuff. It's just not full pornographic. It's not technically pornographic. It's porn for women, right? But I mean, I technically show less than what you see on the bodybuilding stage right now. Michael Hurd has an OnlyFans too. Exactly. There you go. Old boy Mark Lobster Liner is jelly. No one wants to see his pics. Maybe that's what it is, man. Exactly. Music. As long as they pay, dude, I don't care. Right? I don't care, man. I mean, men, women, whoever wants to see it. That's why I'm not catering to anything. So it's not like I'm trying to do it to appeal to women so I get both. Because ultimately, let's be realistic. If you're a good looking man, dudes of that persuasion are going to like it anyways, right? So you don't have to market to them. They like a man with a nice body. Most of them do. Like, that looks good. What's up? It's not difficult. For the women, you have to market to them a little bit. So if you do that way, you catch both. Like, that's your win. But it's technically neutral, right? Coach is a sex worker is teaching us how to be sexy. But even if it wasn't, who cares? Like, even if it wasn't, who cares, man? My God, we got bigger stuff to worry about. Like, seriously? Do you even, if I check your Facebook out and you're not even seeing the group posts, and notice plenty of the women's comments, the love emojis on both Facebooks, by the way, right? The women, there's lots of women who like it. A lot of women who like it. And a few of them have sent me some interesting stuff in response. It's all good, man. I'm eating a very small surplus, like you suggest. What should I do when I stall? Add a little tiny bit more food. All right. Hey, Jason, I tried bench pressing all summer and I plateaued until I started doing it on the Smith machine and started. Do you think it's a good idea to get? No, get on back on the barbell. Stop it. Coach is teaching us to be sexier for free. You can't beat that. Gay or straight or bi, coaches teach. I'm teaching you, man. And that's my point. You know, do you even lift, right? How many guys come in here asking me for advice on getting women all the time? And I'm like, look, guys, it's not that hard. I make a few pictures that a bunch of women are drooling over. There are women in my DMs. There are women saying, my dreams just came true. Oh my God. Or I'd like to be in that bed. Like, you look at all this stuff. Yep. Some of them are good looking too, do you? So therein lay the point. Therein lay the point. I do that and I'm like, here, guys, here's how you do it. Like, this is what women like. I put up stuff to show guys, because guys are all the time, we don't know how to feed girls. Women don't hit on me. I'm like, women hit on me. This is all you got to do. Bam, you put that up, all these women. That's what you do, guys. There you go. That's what women like. So you do something that women like, and all these guys are asking you how to do it, and they go, that's gay. Maybe that's why you guys are loser-ass virgins. Because you think that doing anything that women like is gay. Maybe that's why you don't get pussy. Damn. Have you guys considered that? Instead, the same guys argue with me. Watching anime, no, they won't stop me from getting women. No, playing video games all day won't stop me from getting women. Yes, it will. Did you not see the studies? Men who play video games too much, it dries women's pussies up. Men who watch anime, it dries their pussies up. It turns them off. Women have said this in surveys. Let me state that again. Surveys with women have said men who watch anime sexually turn me off. We're going to watch anime, and then if Jason puts up a sexy picture women like, it's gay. Yeah, that's your problem. All right. Did your pivot from powerlifting to bodybuilding aesthetic international to OnlyFans? No, it just came along. I decided to do it. It originally came up when the whole idea. I mean, I had a client who she told me, she's like, Coach, I'm telling you, if you did an OnlyFans, you'd make a lot of money. Think about it. And I said, I don't know, maybe. But in defense, she is actually a sex worker. But she did tell me that. She's like, look, Coach, your OnlyFans will blow up. Trust me. Like, please just try. She's like, just consider. I'm not telling you how to run your business. Just think about it. She did. And then I had someone who wanted me to do one with them at one time, suggested it. So at least the idea was there. And I just decided, I'm like, you know what? I was doing photos for a different project anyways. Let's just do it. Why not? So would I have to eventually eat a big surplus after a lot of times? No, very small surplus. Small surplus. Rodney says, might have to steal those poles with the zipper halfway down, Coach, right? Yep. What are the biggest reasons for stalling on a novice if sleep is taken care of? Patience, not taking your time, cutting too much because you got fat. Extraterrestrial says, Coach is helping to me to make more babies virtually. I will name my future son Jason. You know what, dude? That's funny as hell. But you know what? I'm honored, man. You know what? I'm going to hold you to that. All right. I expect you to name your first son after me, and I want a message on social media when it happens. All right. You need to give me your promise that you're going to do that. Will not showering and doing the rice bucket challenge get me women? Only if you watch anime while doing it. You have to be like, this is natural hypertrophy. I do the rice bucket challenge so I can build forearms like Jason Blah Blah. Right? It's going to build his forearms. Look at that. Look at that. It's all hard and vascular like a cock. But we're calling it cock diesel training now. Cock diesel OnlyFans. Well, not showering. Yeah, but no, man, it only works if you're watching Naruto while doing it. So with a little extra surplus, help me get past the plateau. How much is? I don't recommend you gain more than a pound a month, right? Zach, do you think 5 sets of biceps and triceps is enough volume for the week? Yeah, especially if you're doing other pushing and pulling. I have clients who do 3 sets who get good gains. I mean, look at Justin's arms in his vlog. Justin does 3 sets of triceps right now. Now, he does a lot of pressing. He does 12 to 15 sets of big compounds a week. But we only do 3 sets of extensions, and the dude has footballs on the back of his arm. So would I lean bulk slowly forever? You could. Why? That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Yes, you do. How do I say this? Yeah, you could spend the next 3 years gaining 1 to half a pound a month. I mean, you could gain 3 or 4 pounds a year after the first year, right? And keep making gains. It just be lean gains forever. So OnlyFans tax profits, yeah, they're going to tax it as you consider too. Ooh, I know it's not tax free, but man, I'm crying. I'm crying over my my PayPal one. Dude, they sent me my W. Oh my God, I'm crying. Like what they sent to the IRS. Like this is another reason. I'm like, yeah, I got to step business up, guys. My taxes. Like I'm having a panic attack based on the 1099 that PayPal submitted this year. Like I'm almost having an anxiety attack when I saw what they told the IRS. I'm like, why y'all threw a brother under the bus like that? Why? Ooh. Like I'm sweating that one because it's on a self-employed. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. So maybe the tips on it will count. I'm hoping. I've tried. The problem is with international on PayPal, because almost all of my overseas clients, I have one guy paying Bitcoin. The rest of them are all PayPal. I got one who finally did a package on a bank transfer. So I'm trying to do that more with my longer term people who I trust to give bank info to. All my international guys, man, it's they can't do the friends or family thing on it, so it has to come to the thing, and it goes to the IRS, and there's nothing you can do about it. You can't hide it, you can't dodge it. There's nothing. They have a copy, and they will hold you to it. Like there's literally nothing you can do about it that I know of, and because I'm doing it under my self-employed, they're going to hit me with the normal bracket plus the 15.3% penalty. So what does that mean? That means for every 10,000 on it, I pay another $1,530 on top of the normal tax bracket. And yes, it's in 5 figures. So my 1099 from PayPal this last year is pretty considerable. Like it's like in the 30 something thousand. So just for the PayPal alone, I'm gonna owe at least five to 6,000 just off the PayPal, like right out of my bank account. I don't have any children though. I don't have any children. I'm not married, so I've got the straight single, no. Yeah. So yeah. Same thing for all my social media. All my social media goes straight into stuff like that. So OnlyFans, I assume they had me do a W-9. Can you make? I know that Doug's making a Doug. I'm not going to give Doug's exact numbers, but Doug has not been doing his long, and the numbers he quoted me, a person could slightly live on it. Like you're not going to have an amazing living off of it, but you could pay your bills off of it. Like it's enough to live on just by itself. And he's got another business. I have no interest in becoming a passport bro, Rodney. I have zero desire at this point to move out of Texas. I don't know why you guys say that when I've told you over and over. I really don't want to leave Texas again. I had an OnlyFans, David says, with an ex and still have some of the tapes, thinking starting one again solo. Yeah, you could. Do you think I don't know about a really hairy guy, maybe. That's going to be very niche. That's going to be very niche specific. You know? I mean, bring a girl back to Texas. That's not a passport, bro. And then Rodney, why do I need to bring a girl back to Texas? Okay, Rodney, okay, you may not be aware of this. Okay. All right, step back. You may not be aware of this. Did you know there are some women in Texas? Right? You may not have known this. Texas' population is not actually 100% male. Alice said, I seriously consider getting married with a friend just to stay on taxes. What makes novice programs faster than others? The progression rate, the linear weight increases. So what's your desired angle with the OnlyFans? Well, to have fun and make money. And the drama it creates brings traffic. I mean, Lowliner already made a video calling me a whore. Even though he showed more skin on a bodybuilding stage, even though it was tied to his business, so therefore it was money. So I guess since he got on a bodybuilding stage with his butt cheeks out for free, he's not a whore. I guess that makes him a slut. I don't know, Mark. You're going to be a slut, you might as well get paid for it. Thoughts on so many people doing the dip technique on their hook press and calling it strict. They can call it whatever they want. I can call an elephant a hippopotamus and it doesn't make it true. That's called a push press. Does having more fast twitch fibers help you to progress faster? Maybe in theory to a small extent. More so when you get advanced though than early on. If I were to extrapolate what we know about muscle growth, I would say having more fast twitch fibers would probably help you a lot more 4 or 5 years into serious lifting than it will as a novice, because everything grows as a novice. Your intermediate fibers grow really well as a novice. Now, if you've been training 10 years, I think it's going to give you a clear advantage. You'll probably gain an extra ounce of muscle every year, maybe 2. Yeah, it's weird to get on stage, but it's different. Yeah, because you get paid for the OnlyFans. I think people are just acting jealous that people are actually willing to pay money to see me. I think that's ultimately what it comes down to. And again, like we said earlier, some of the guys checked out like, yeah, dude, there's a bunch of women liking and loving complimenting your pictures. Yep. So women like it too. It's all good, man. Like it's a win all the way around. It's getting traction on my other social media. It's making me money on other social media. It's bringing haters out. It's bringing out drama. And then it's letting me funnel to an OnlyFans for a little side money. This is a win. And it's all the beauty of me having worked on my physique a little bit, all those years of powerlifting, and then me saying, hey, how about I cut a little bit, work on my biceps a little bit. And now I objectively, by most people's standards, have a top 1% physique. Keep in mind, the average person doesn't like competitive bodybuilding. So that's what people forget in that whole thing. The average person thinks competitive bodybuilding is disgusting. Objectively speaking, by normal people's standards, again, the people who are going to pay or who are going to like your stuff, who are going to comment, wow, that's sexy, that looks good. Women who are posting, man, my dreams just came true, with a bunch of hearts under the post. You might not want to look like a competitive bodybuilder. You might just want to have a bit of ab and a flat stomach and be jacked. It goes a lot further. Don't get contest ripped. All right. Do you know Revival Fitness? He's an ass clown, and he and I have called him as such in videos in our back and forth. All right. Coach, does it annoy you when people don't do the full range of motion? No, not really. I don't care. A 25-year-old benches 4 or 5 and can't recover from 2 times a week compared to a 50-year-old who just starts out but doesn't have the test and recovery of 25-year-old shooting older. What? I don't know. That was too nuanced. I mean, if they're really weak, a 50-year-old who's benching the empty bar can obviously bench more than once a week. You worked hard to look good. Why not? Cash in on it. Why not? Why shouldn't I make money on it? I look good. I feel sexy. I get a lot of compliments in real life. I've gotten a lot more compliments online. Right? So why not? I don't get why people are hating on you doing it. How come no one? Exactly. I mean, how many female lifters do it and they're not getting hated on? I know at least 7 or 8 female powerlifters who I have met in person, who I'm friends with on some of my social media, who have OnlyFans. Why aren't they getting hated? Because it's a woman. It's acceptable. What? Thoughts on Larry Wheels saying elbow wraps just help joints warm up and is still raw. Do we even need to address the stupidity of that statement? Oh, I banned him. I got rid of all the trolls. Vegetta's gone. I let him here for a little while, but then he kept talking trash further behind my back, saying crazy stuff. So it's like, okay, we're not going to behave. I'm just getting rid of all of it. This needs to be a positive, supportive environment. He's clearly not about lifting and fitness. The dude chooses to be fat. Talking about wants 19-inch arms, natural, but he's fat. I mean, come on, dude, quit being fat. Quit talking about other people, trash talking, his own insecurities. Worried about me instead of worried about losing some body fat and being healthy. I mean, seriously, dude. What happened to that weird guy? I don't think Larry Wheels can't be broke. Not with the size of his social media. He's making money. Right? I guess he could start an OnlyFans. I guess he could do that. So where are we at? I got to do a consultation in an hour and a half. How much of a cut does OFT? I'm not sure the exact number yet. I'd have to look at one. You could go look it up. I'm not that worried yet. I'm gonna wait till I start trying to cash some of it out. I haven't even tried to cash anything out yet, so I'll find out. All right, I'll find out. But for all of you who are not following, for all of you who aren't following any of my social media, follow all my stuff. Follow all my stuff. Follow my Facebook, follow my Instagram, and then my OnlyFans is there too. Are you going to rival Sophie Raines 40 million? Oh my God. I hope she'll collab. Maybe she'll collab with me. Send her a message. right? Send her a message and say, hey, you should collab with Jason Blaha. I'll knock the bottom out of it. Do you like Yorkies? Yeah, Yorkies are cool. I had an ex whose mom raised Yorkies, like the little tiny little teacup ones. Those things are cute as hell. Dude, the little bitty ones, man, those little teacup Yorkies. Dude, those things, no, I'm being serious, guys. Those things are cute as hell, man. You just like pick it up and it's like, whoa, look at this little guy. Right? No, she raised them. So she had, I'm not going to get into all that light. I bet NH and Vegeta are going to copy you and start doing OnlyFans. Yep, he'll probably do OnlyFans next. He's like, I am not going to do anything degenerate. I am going to talk about Naruto, and I have a Hello Kitty Naruto dildo that I'm going to use. See, it is not degenerate because it's anime. Yeah, they probably take 20%. Coach collab with Sophie Rains. I don't even know what she looks like, but I'm going to assume she's hot. I don't know, Zach. Maybe just keep training them. So you would rip on them for doing. You know what? They rip on me for everything. So I would rip on them for copying me. I would rip on them for talking about being anti-degeneracy and then doing it. Not because they did it, but only because of the fact that they've said the stuff they've said. Actually, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know what I would do. I literally have no idea how I'd respond, to be fair. A lot of OF creators use provocative IG reels for traction. You should consider it. That's not a bad idea. I think when NH talks about his wife, he means his anime body pillow. That's probably it, his waifu. Is it a degenerate thing or not? No, I don't think so. Is 185 for 5 benching impressive? No. People think you started up because of, no, it's nothing to do with it at all. This was an option on the table before. Here's the other thing, OG. I'm not doing butt stuff. OG, I am not actually doing any pornographic material. I'm actually doing tasteful, artistic, semi-nude stuff. So it's kind of funny. I'm technically not even doing porn. So go follow my OnlyFans if you don't believe me. You go check it out. Look, here's the link. And people have asked me, will you do certain things? No, I'm not doing certain things. But if you want to request stuff, you can go there. You can do a membership and then give requests. Some person already gave suggestions. The thing is, the thing he suggested, I've already have as a potential project. But I mean, it's going to be sexy stuff, but it's not going to be technically even qualify fully as porn. Like I'm trying to do tasteful stuff. It's going to be fun. And I have a big enough name that eventually it'll get probably decent size without needing to do super kinky. Yeah, that pronto, but it's not my full-time living. Yeah, I'll do foot pics. Yeah, dude, I'll do a foot pic. Like if someone wants to pay me for a foot pic, I'll commission foot pictures. Do milfs like the more tasteful content? Yeah. Yep. So Prondo, you're talking about maximizing profits. I'm talking about my total brand. Zach, people are hating on you about the OnlyFans because they're jealous. It's because at the end of the day, they're upset. They're upset that, number one, people are liking and loving my pictures and complimenting them in public. And then they're even more upset that people are actually willing to pay me, that anybody's willing to pay me for my stuff. They're hating because no one's willing to pay them. Yet I teach you guys how to train. I teach you guys how to build a body. Have I not? Have I not taught you guys? I have free programs. I teach you guys nutrition. I teach you training. I've taught you guys how to do this stuff. Yeah, no, I don't do the butt stuff. And that's a weird accusation. By the way, if you guys notice, because I went to see the pictures that were supposedly circulated. Okay, you guys ready? All these haters supposedly got a picture they're claiming they got from my ex-girlfriend. about pegging me, right? And she showed a picture of a strap on. All right, here's the problem. Did anyone look at the picture? I looked at it the other day. It got sent to me. It's still sealed in the wrapper. Did anybody catch that? By the way, did any of my haters catch that? The picture of the supposed strap-on used on me is still sealed in the plastic. It hasn't been opened. The wrapper is still, the plastic wrapping around the picture is still sealed. Did anybody bother to look at the picture they're circulating? I looked at it this morning because I had someone say, what about this, dude? It hasn't been opened. That's your proof? I bet that plastic hurt like a mother. All right. But if it did, why isn't there poop on the plastic there? I don't know. So that's kind of my response to that. Oh yeah, well, we heard that you got a picture of a strap-on steel completely sealed. The wrapper hasn't been opened on it. That's your evidence. No, I mean, extra, I don't mind a finger in there. I mean, I think we all appreciate a finger while we're getting a blowjob from a girl. I mean, and if you haven't tried it, you should. All right. I'm not going to say that ex didn't do that. But it wasn't no strap on. He went to the trouble to buy it and forgot the wrapper. Yep. Forgot to take the wrapper off for the picture. Oops. I mean, I have a friend who's into that, by the way, Rodney. I don't judge him, dude. I mean, he appears to be pretty much straight. But yeah, he's admitted when the bros are talking, he's like, I'm not gonna lie, I like it. That's my thing. He's like, I've only found 2 girls willing to do it. And he's like, it's not gay. I mean, it's like, I like it, but it's, he's like, for him, he's like, he said it was a degrading part of it. It's like, whatever, dude. Dude, he's a big mofo too. That's why it's hilarious. Dude, I'm talking like 6'3", 300. He lifts too. It's like, homie, you do you, man. You do you, homie. But Jetta claims 19 yards of tape is altered and he's fat. A girl, I mean, that's what they're talking about. It's not my thing. Like, and that's why I think it's funny. Like, if it was really my thing, I wouldn't actually be shy about admitting it. Because notice I admitted the other thing. Like, without even being bashful about it. So what? Whatever, dude. I like licking girls' armpits, I mean, we all have our thing. What's your go-to handgun? I usually carry Glock 19 Gen 4. I sometimes do a 21 Gen 4, but usually the 19. I think I want to go to a 1911 for open carry, though. Well, eventually. But the 19 is so reliable. It's like the AK of the handgun world. Like, you just can't break it. I have literally never had it have a failure to feed or failure to distract. Like, OG, this is why I love that. This is why I carry it. I took one of my 19s to the range once. Dude, I'm a bad, but don't get mad at me. Gun guys are they're going to scream at me. All right. I took one to the range one day and I put 300 to it and I put it back on the shelf for a month and I left it dirty on the shelf. Don't judge me. It's a Glock. We went to the range the next time with it still dirty and I just squirted some oil in it. and we put 1,000 rounds downrange with it, including, you know, that nasty, dirty toll ammo, that steel case stuff that stinks. Like when you shoot it, you're like, dude, is that like a rotten egg? Like when you start rapid firing it, you know what I'm talking about? That nasty Russian surplus stuff, the steel case. We put 500 reloads and then 500 rounds of that junk through it. 1,000 without cleaning it again that day. I did not have a single failure to feed or a single failure to extract. Not one malfunction the entire day. Prado, yeah, that's nasty, dude. It needs to be dirty. So people will ask me stuff like, so why do you like the 19? That's why. There's no sexual content on here. Do you see any sexual content on here? Even my OnlyFans is technically not true nudity. And notice I have a link tree listed. Link tree is perfectly allowed. I'm an AR guy. No, I'm an AR guy. ARs can run dirty too. They just can't run dry. Is 2 fingers too many for first time with a girl? No. I haven't hunted in a long time. I used to hunt a lot. I don't anymore. I got sick of hunting when I used to have to clear feral hogs off my family ranch. Like, I've shot enough animals for a while. It was like when it gets tedious, because that's not even hunting anymore. So we had an infestation one summer of a bunch of them that kept coming on my family ranch before my dad sold it, and I decided to clear a bunch of them out. And there came a point where it's like, damn, dude, I'm getting tired of shooting these things and then disposing of them. It's like, because then it's like, so now I've got to drag them all into a ditch because I can't leave them out here in the cow pastures. Drag them all the way to a ravine, pour stuff on them, burn them. And I think that summer I went through like 40 or 50 of them. I got 8 in one day. It's just, after that, I thought about getting back into hunting, but it's just like, yeah. But I did growing up. We did obviously doves and quail and then hunted whitetail. We did do elk hunting one time. Dude, oh my God. Yeah, Jay, we did one elk hunt when I was in New Mexico in high school. I was 16. We went up to Colorado and we got an elk hunt. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, the meat is good. Like, the elk was delicious, right? She was delicious. But the amount of work to get that thing off the mountainside. So because it was so big, we had to quarter it out in the field and then pack it out on horses. But it was phenomenal. Like it was delicious, dude. Delicious. Especially in elk, you've gone and harvested yourself that you've hunted out there. Because this was not like on a preserve. This was a real hunt. So these were not tame. Now you get to go out here. So this was a real, actual wild elk that we had to go find across the mountain. That was my farthest shot while hunting. We lasered it at 700. Granted, I had ballistic stuff for the doping, and there was almost no wind. It was 707. So I remember my dad lasered it for me, and I thought he got it wrong because I'm like, Dad, you got to recheck it. It's not 707. He's like, no, I just checked it. I'm like, it's not. It's closer than that. Yeah. Pronto, I'm actually a pretty decent shot. I don't remember the exact drop, but I had my dope cards with me for that hand load. It was all hand loads. So it was 300 Win Mag. I think I was running 175 grain Sierra Game King. So it was all hand loads. So I had all my doping stuff for it. And we had lasers. It was like 0 wind. So I got really, 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 really lucky. I got a side shot. So I got it through the lungs. David, you're right. Yeah, that is pest control. It's not even hunting. So that is by far. That's by far. And like I said, I had it not been such low winds. Like so again, let's be clear. I had ballistics calculator. I had all my doping cards with me. It was really, really low winds. We had a laser. No, we didn't have to track her far at all, dude. She rolled down the mountain. We had to go. No, she flipped. We had to go all the way right down to the base to get it. So, because I guess she stumbled, like, because the hit was good, so it was a clean kill. So I guess she stumbled, and then tumbled, rolled down the hill at least a few hundred yards. So we went and got her. But it was wintertime, so the meat was totally good. No, I mean, it was absolutely delicious. I mean, it was a great experience. But the issue is, again, as others said, yeah, it rolled towards us. Yeah, so she rolled down. So it was a cross. So yeah, she rolled down. So she actually came closer. But the reason we ran into a problem with it, I thought he had it wrong because we'd only hunted whitetail till then. I had never hunted anything bigger than a whitetail deer in my life. This was a doe elk, a fully grown doe. So I was like, it can't be that far away. There's no way. It can't be past like 400. Dad, like, check it again. He's like, it's 707. I'm like, okay, but if I miss this, it's your fault. But yeah, it's because he was so big. So I was looking at it like this, it's got to be closer than that. Because this animal was like twice the size I thought it was going to be. Yeah, totally delicious. But yeah, I mean, so even at the 700, I'm a sub MOA shooter. Oh, okay. See, again, you can tell I'm a Texas guy, cow elk. You're right. I've called it a doe because we hunted whitetail. Like it's a doe. And it was the size of a cow. So that's accurate. Yeah, it was funny. You know, like when we got over to her and I had to look at my dad and we just look at it. And he looks at me and I look at him, right? Yeah, she was silhouetted on the mountain. I mean, at the end, talk about luck. Talk about just sheer luck. I don't want to be like, oh, this one's just great, amazing hunter. Dude, super, super luck. Silhouetted, across the mountain, across the ravine, total silhouette, almost zero wins. That's like winning a lottery, right? Like winning a lottery. So, but yeah, when we got down there, I remember looking at my dad and we just looked at each other like a pair of idiots. And I look at him, my dad looks at me, and we just stop for a minute. And I look at him finally and I go, Dad, how are we going to get this thing out of here? I don't remember, but she was big. I know we had hundreds of pounds of meat after it was done. It was hundreds of pounds. Like, we didn't have enough freezer space for all of it. Yeah, we quartered it. So we had to quarter it right there. So he went and called in back to the base camp, and they brought some guys out, so it's like they came out and they brought, all their cutting stuff. And so they helped us get her quartered. We had to quarter it right there. So we just left all the waste right there on the base of the mountain. And so we just took all the meat out. Yeah, I had to leave a tree bag. Yeah. No, we had help because it was one of those like things where we did pay to go be a part of a camp. So it was totally cool. I mean, it was like a once in a lifetime experience. My dad obviously paid for all that. And then he had me take it because he's like, I can't let you get shot. That's what my dad, this is a point of pride for him, is that I outshoot my dad, by the way. He always bitches about. He cries about it, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, old man. It's not my fault. Not my fault. You can't shoot. Different side of the family. My mom's side of the family are all the competitive shooters. I've been shooting since I was 7. Wait, firearms or pellets? So you're talking like rifles? 7. BB gun, 5. Like a little air rifle. It's just never anything really like hunting. Those feral hogs ever turn an attacker that no, dude, they'll fight. No, my grandpa. So I wonder if I got some of my grandpa's stuff. I don't want to get all this stuff done. I still have some of his trophies and awards. I got a few things here. So I got some of my grandpa's patches. These were given to me as a gift recently. So my grandpa shot international level trap and skeet and 1,000-yard rifle competition. There's a bunch of his patches. So I got all these things. And I got some of his other pictures and books put away. So no, my dad didn't teach me. I don't think my dad cares, honestly. My dad is where I got the goat joke that I used for Lowliner. That's one of my dad's jokes, actually, being retold. All right. Yeah, it's one of my dinners rotated make it with over easy eggs. Yeah, no, Jay, feral hogs are extremely aggressive. No, they are considered a dangerous animal. You do not want to really tangle with one. Coach, what are your thoughts on band pull aparts? I use a 60-pound band and I rep it out once a week. Do you think 4 sets a week? Yeah, that's fine. I make beans with it. Yeah. I don't actually like feral hog, the taste. So it's kind of like, he was saying, it's pest control at a certain point. I don't even eat them. But they're not a protected species. So for those who are unaware, extra, that's gross as hell, dude. That's just my dad, man. Are you serious? All right. So the way my extra, I'm about to get rid of you. That's gross, dude. Get out of here. All right. So for those who wrestled a hog, so I'll wind it down this. So the people who are unaware before I wind this down, so they understand the feral hog. The feral hogs in Texas are not an indigenous species. They're not native to this continent at all. They're completely imported, invasive, destructive species. Okay, just an FYI. There is no hunting license around them, so they're not protected. You do not have to have a hunting license to hunt them. They're the only animal in Texas you can legally hunt with a spotlight at night, that you can legally hunt from a helicopter. There are no limits. And because hunters have not been wiping them out enough, the state of Texas at one time was poisoning them, which caused all sorts of major problems, right? It was causing all sorts of additional problems because the actual state was paying to poison them and put out poison traps to clear millions of them out because hunters were not getting rid of enough of them. It could be realistically solved with a proper systematic thing in place instead of just leaving individual ranchers to get rid of them or to bring people in to let people on their land to do it. I think the only way to do it would actually be to make it more for profit, meaning you have to start paying people per head, like bringing ears. So it would cost a little tax money, but realistically, that might be the only way we would get rid of them down here. It's really a problem. There are millions of them. And the problem is, even with all those rules in place, they breed faster than hunters and ranchers and other people can clear them out. They breed so fast. Like the populations exploded. So that's why the state started poisoning them at one time, which, as you can imagine, you now have poisoned meat out here that scavengers, other things are eating. This is getting spread through the ecosystem. This is not good, right? This is not a good thing. It's a huge problem. Yeah, Florida has those issues, all sorts of stuff. Well, the problem is the feral hogs were originally brought in to supposedly domestication, and they all got out. And they're like a hybrid species, the ones down here. Because they brought in, I forgot what it was, some sort of Russian boar or something. And then when they got out, they bred with the domestic large whites. And so we have this semi-feral hybrid species that can get really, 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 really big. Like I've had some well over 100 pounds. And, we're talking tusks like this. So I think the biggest one I put down on family property was close to 200. And he had tusks like this. They were this big, and they're sharp. Yeah. I knew a rancher who was paying 20 sets for ears back 10 years ago. Yeah. Well, and again, they're destructive. They destroy fences, everything. Like they were made a mess out of our fences. No, we do other stuff. I've hunted them on foot too. But I'd rather just use an AR. So we did AKs too. So if I had them out further, I went for an AR, but my dad and I, we went out with a couple of AKs once, and we caught some out the past year close enough, and we just went ham on them. Yeah. I will say that's a mess too, by the way. Do that Russian military stuff in the 7.62, the 39. So here's why it's messy. When it hits and it tumbles, the lead squirts out of the back because of that open base. So when it gets inside, you have molten lead squirting out of the back of the bullet all in there. And it tends to tumble and kind of malform, and all the lead squirts out while flipping around. That's been my observation on feral hogs we hit with it. Hey, Jason, do you think it's fair to say if Sam Saluk wins his pro card under the periodization of Mike still sells it's never been necessary. All right, guys, we're at 1:07. I need to get out of here. I have an hour and a half consultation planned coming up. I got to wind this down. I love all you guys and gals, and I'll talk to you guys next time.